of doing this doesn't work, now we know that there is something else which can work just by looking at the same count again. Let us say that in general, queen and woman occur in ratio of 1:10 power 6, for example. We expect king and man to occur in the same ratio, right? So this is a reasonable assumption to make, because if woman occurs so many more times than queen, it is reasonable to expect that man occurs as many number of times more than king. So for this reason, while this relation is not possible, this is quite possible. Let us say we have x king comma clothes, and then I divide it by x man comma clothes. This is surely plausible. X queen comma clothes by x woman comma clothes. This is very much possible, and in fact you expect this to happen if king and queen are in some sense proportional to man and woman. Another way of stating the same thing is you can actually rewrite it in a form which makes the relation even more apparent. I'll say x, k and c. I'm not going to write king and clothes again. X, k, c divided by, I'm just bringing the numerator here to the denominator. So q comma c is equal to x m comma c. I'm bringing this up there, divided by x w comma c. Now this is something we expect to happen. Now, so which means that the ratios are really equal, but it's not the differences which are equal. Whereas what we were trying to argue in the previous xkc minus xqc, is it possible that this is going to be equal to xmc minus xwc? And we said this is not possible because this is orders of magnitude higher than this. However, this is possible. Now, how can we convert ratios into differences? A little thought, and this is where I would say the breakthrough in idea came in the glove paper. Differences get converted, ratios get converted to differences using a very simple transformation, the logarithm. So if you do logarithm of xkc by xqc is equal to logarithm of xmc by xwc, it actually implies, because this is, we agree that this relation and this relation are the same, it is just taking a logarithm of both sides. But now this becomes a nice difference. Log of xk comma c minus logarithm of xq comma c is equal to logarithm of xm comma c minus logarithm of xw comma c. So if I go back to the previous whatever we were trying, this was not possible. Here, we realized that this was not possible. If we try to do v word1 dot v word2 is x, the count of co-occurrence count of w1 and w2, we proved in some sense that it is not possible because of the orders of magnitude difference between relations where we expect the difference to be the same. However, using this new insight that we have obtained, we can say that Vk dot Vc is not equal to xkc, but rather it is equal to logarithm of xkc. If we say this, then we do have Vk dot Vc minus Vq dot Vc. It becomes equal to logarithm of xkc minus logarithm of xqc, and we know that this is same as logarithm of xkc by xqc, and similarly v m dot vc minus vw dot vc by the same reasoning is same as log of xmc minus logarithm of xwc, and because of the properties of logarithm, this is same as logarithm of xmc by xwc. And now these two, we agree that these two can be equal. There is no longer an issue that the order of magnitude is very different, because while the order of magnitude is very different for m and k, it is the same order of magnitude for w and q. So the ratio between xkc, xqc and xmc and xwc, we expect it to be the same, because as many more times that men's clothing occurs compared to women's clothing, we expect the same proportion to hold true for king's clothing versus queen's clothing. If that is, so long as we assume that men and women are in some sense proportional to king and queen. And therefore, we have made this nice argument of the fundamental result in the glove paper, that VW1 dot VW2 is actually equal to logarithm of W1 W2, right? So it is proportional to, I would say, not equal to, proportional to. So if we say that the dot product between the glove vectors of word1 and word2 is actually proportional to the logarithm of the co-occurrence count, it actually makes sense. It all fits in together. So this is how the glove vectors, and once we do this, the way it is finally the actual vectors are obtained is, we say that W1 dot VW2 minus logarithm of x W1 W2, and we also add some bias terms. So because why are these bias terms required? These bias terms are required because each word can exist. I mean, this is some little bit of a detail. I'm not getting into the details, but essentially it is because each word has a number of times it occurs is different from the number of times that another word. So there is a bias term that you need to add here. So we do, and we this is like a error term which is minimized. So you have the dot product of vectors minus logarithm of the co-occurrence count plus some bias terms which get tuned during the whole optimization process, and the whole square of this. And of course you're going to do this is error for a given pair of words, so you sum it over all pairs. So I will say W1 comma Wi comma Wj. So here we write Wi Wj, Wi Wj, okay, Wi Wj, and this is the error which is being minimized. This is the error which is being minimized across all the co-occurrence matrix elements. So this is something which we know. So in this whole optimization process, what we know the co-occurrence matrix. What we do not know are the vectors. We do not know these vectors as well as these bias terms. So the optimization problem here involves minimizing this error across all possible pairs. Okay, and what is done is we add a factor here which really depends on the co-occurrence count itself, xij. So this is a weight vector, and why is this added here? This weight vector is added here because we want to give more importance to the errors involving word pairs where the co-occurrence is higher. So this weight vector should be more when the co-occurrence is high. Okay, but on the other hand, when it goes too high, you also want to damp it. In the sense, you do not want to, the reason why this is done, the explanation is given in the glove paper. Like for example, there are some commonly occurring words like the, it. So let us say you are going to the football. For example, let us say there is a word football and there is a word the. Now the co-occurrence pair of the football may be much more than, let us say, football shoes. Whereas a football shoes is the fact that football and shoes co-occur, let us say around 100 times, and let us say the and football co-occur around 1,000,000 times. Now you don't want to give much more weightage to the and football than to football shoes. So for this reason, what is actually done is we have a weight, this f, this weight with which the whole multiplication is done for this loss function. It follows this kind of a behavior. So let us say this is your xij. You want to weight it with very low values, practically 0 when xij is 0. So when the co-occurrence is very small, you do not want to consider this error to be significant. And as the co-occurrence goes up, you want to give more weightage to it. But then when it goes beyond a limit, let us say the limit is chosen typically as 100, when the co-occurrence count of pairs of words goes beyond 100, you don't want to keep on increasing, so you flatten it. So this is what, and this flattening happens at a value of f equal to 1. So the curve that is chosen in the glove paper, okay, again this was done experimentally. What is being chosen is a function which is x I j by 100 to the power of 3/4. So this is your function which is chosen. So if you look at how this function works, it increases all the way from 0 till a value of 100, and then you also do a min of 1 comma, okay, let me call this f naught. F naught will be your f, because you beyond, when let us say xij goes beyond 100, you don't want to keep on increasing, so you flatten it. So you create the final function f as min of 1 comma f naught, where f naught is this. Okay, so this is how the glove embedding works. And now it's just an optimization problem where you need to tweak the weights so that this error is minimized. Okay, I am stopping this video here.